Here we go again, back to Empyrion Galactic. And after some adventures in space, visiting Kree's moon, our moon, flying around on the planet, flying around on Kree, and just in general getting more familiar with the capital ship, um, I'm starting to tear this original one down because I've kind of got a feeling for um, what I want out of a capital ship, size wise, utilities. Um, One of the things that this is absolutely great, um, all around super compact, small, one person type capital ship where you only really want to take one vehicle with you. But I wanted to be able to take both and slightly larger vehicles and not have to be forced into this super compact design that I've got going. Oh my god, jetpack! Why you do this to me? Um, so, oh jeez, I'm just not so good at this. Um, so right now, due to these steel plates here, we've got this tool turret. Tool turret has the same or similar functions to the multi-tool. So it can retrieve blocks, it can repair, it can salvage. I don't think it can upgrade or change and rotate, but so you have to get in and you have to go to your devices list and then go to your multi-turret and click access every single time you want to get in, get out, move, whatever. So right now we've got it set to retrieve blocks. We have moved the core um, down here next to the landing gear. Oh my god. I'll turn on these lights, but it might not even help. There it is, that green thing over there. That's our core for our ship. So we've moved the core so we can continue to retrieve blocks. And we're using our hover vessel to make this a little quicker, in theory, than using our handheld multi-tool. And if you were tearing down a capital ship with volumes and weights and everything enabled, which is disabled by default, this is pretty much the only way that you'd be able to make any relevant amount of progress. But what I'm doing to my capital ship is also something that you can do to wrecks and structures in the world um, with this same tool turret. So having like a small salvager, like I might turn this thing into a small salvager and actually build a hover tank as opposed to trying to make a all. Oh, there's some loots. Some of our supplies. Let's go find out what it is. As opposed to just trying to have an all-in-one, I'll have a utility type vehicle. Hey, some light armor. A utility type vehicle and a combat type vehicle. So thought I had cleaned everything out, but I had missed. I'm guessing that was an armor locker. So let's do this button. So you can see in our ore and wood container controller, and I learned about container controllers too. We'll go over that in a second. In our ore and wood container controller, our tool turret is salvaging all the blocks and placing them in here. And you can see the volume is just ridiculous, and the mass is also ridiculous. So, we'll get back into our tool turret here. Thankfully, it saves the last thing that you used in the devices list. Or if you're on foot and you mouse over something and you hit P, which is the devices list button, it will bring up that device that you're looking at. So, for example, if I was on foot and looking at that cargo container, it would bring up P, or like a constructor, as opposed to, like, say something is just out of reach for whatever reason. Maybe you designed it that way. Maybe you're putting your constructors and fuel tanks or something on the ceiling. But you can just look at it and access the devices list to get into that item. So what we're doing here is we're taking all these blocks um, down so we can use them in another capital ship. Spent quite a bit of time looking around on the Nexus for ideas Um, and I found one that I, again, modified to my liking. And we're going to go with that until I'm more familiar with what I need out of the capital vessel. Um, and then I will probably start building my own. But I figured the amount of time that's going to go into building my own and the mistakes that I'm going to make are going to be pretty monumental. So knowing exactly what I'm after is probably a better course of action. So a little bit more familiarity with the systems, um, how they work, um, would be far better than spending tons and tons and tons of time. Oop, there's a floating couple blocks up there. Building my own and then being unhappy with it and then having to scrap it and start over. So a little bit more time in ships, especially ones that have been set up by people that have spent tons of time in the game. One current modification we did make to our small hover vessel here, besides slapping the tool turret on just for this job, was to add a med station right in the tail there. Because when we had it parked in our capital vessel, it was very easy to come up the boarding ramp and just use the med station while we were on the high gravity planet. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, our shield is on. We're going to take the tool turret off this sucker. Man, they really, really need to take the devices list and just let you put them on the hotbar. It affects gameplay. It pulls you out of the game every time you go into one of those drop-down menus. Alright, so she's parked. We added, well, we had some container cargo storage boxes in inventory. We made an extra fridge. And we just slapped them on the deck here to help inventory transition sorting and what we actually want to load back onto the ship. Currently, we need to go into the devices list for the base here and find our furnace and turn it off. We had turned our furnaces on, or one of our furnaces on, to process all the sathium that we harvested out of an asteroid. And we did something similar, is we just slapped a drill turret on the front of our capital vessel. Neodymium, we did tons of mining on our space adventures. So next step is, since for whatever reason, and I think this is pretty terrible, I haven't figured out exactly how to use the... You're not connected to container... use the logistics network exactly yet, so I'm not going to play with volumes and weights enabled until I have that down pat. But we have a few pieces here in our inventory. We'll just put that in there for now. We'll deal with it later. But here is all of our X-capital vessel, Shattered Hopes. And we're going to take everything we can and go to the factory here and start plugging it in. CV Ares Destroyer, black and purple edition, is something I pulled off the Nexus. And I've modded it and painted it to something besides black and purple, which a lot of people like. I'm just not a fan, personal preference. And what we're going to do, and you can see it's got a 5-hour production time, but as we put pieces in, it reduces the amount of time it's going to take to build. So we're just going to start slapping everything in. What is the sentry guns, projectile turrets, and just slap everything in there that it'll take to reduce the time and cover the material costs, or at least some of the material costs. This capital vessel is quite a great deal larger, so I may have to do quite a bit of mining and tapping into my stash. So we're going to put our tool turret in our hover vehicle here, and our drills in our hover vehicle. And see what else we can pull out, and what we're looking at time-wise on the new / larger capital vessel. And hopefully the Sathium we can cover with our gigantic stash of hardened steel plates, so we can actually keep some of the ore and ingots on hand. So we're going to pull out a bunch of hardened steel and see where that gets us in the factory. Also, first, we're going to go check out our pre-built items for our ship that we have left. That's small vehicle, hover vehicle, artillery turret, hover vehicle, rocket turret. Don't have a lot of capital vessel stuff left. Wow. Most of this stuff we can remake. Drill module, T2 laser. Something else I gotta play with. And this is our base building blocks. So we'll pull out all this stuff that is not concrete. Like these steel blocks. Solar panels shouldn't work. These 2 generators should cover quite a bit of material costs. And I don't think we need that many. Then again, those furnishing and decos are fun to play with if you're actually into design and kind of customizing your base. Rocket turret, something else I want to play with. We have a few more plants here. We have stuff scattered everywhere. Really need to go through and clean up. Tons and tons of stiff. Let's see where we can get with all these steel plates too. More hardened steel plates. And hopefully we'll be able to cover the costs. It doesn't want ammo boxes anymore. Yep, them hardened steel plates are covering the Sathium. So let's make sure we plug all of those in. Almost there. We got some more. There's a couple more. Oh, another stack. I mean, his volumes are crazy. So container extensions and container controllers work together to turn one container. For example, let's say this container in the ground here was a container controller, and as you build container extensions next to it, attached to it, it extends the volume that it can hold. So the more extensions, the more volume. It doesn't increase the slots, so if you're playing with mass and volume off, you're better off building more cargo containers. But if you're playing with it on, you definitely want to look into container controllers with extensions. And the extensions come in tons and tons of shapes. Well, not tons and tons, but lots of shapes. So you can make them look like walls and round stuff out in your various buildings. So you can make things that look like walls as opposed to just having these, square cubes everywhere. Alright, so we can put these away. Concrete blocks, it doesn't want those. We'll throw that hangar door into the grinder, so to speak. Lights, solar panels, flare, shutter doors. It's just everything that we can. Those are concrete. Everything that we can throw in there to reduce the cost and time. Anything that it'll accept. We'll try all this stuff. I want to keep those to play with them. Keep that. Ramps, fuel tanks. Keep one wireless. And see where that gets us. If it'll even take this small vehicle. Yeah, it'll take some of it. Small vehicle stuff. So what it's doing as I place these in here is it's turning the built item into, I believe it's full value in ingots. And creating, and also reducing the time. We started at 5 hours, we're now to an hour and 26. So we're pretty short on a lot of stuff, but combined with our stash at base and our stash in, I don't want to blow all those, and our stash in the stuff that we've harvested in our ship, we should be able to get that time relatively low. I hope. Glass plates. More glass plates, if it'll take them. And I wish you could just have your cargo container here and not have to pull it into your own inventory just to put it into the factory. So we're going to have to go outside. I'm having trouble configuring motion sensors and whatnot. I've watched a couple videos. I watch the video and then I go wander off and do something else and come back and then try and do it. It's just not quite working for me. So we need to find any other built items that we have. Anything? Nope, not really. You got a few turrets here. There's a hover vehicle turret. Some various, I want to keep that one tool turret. Some various things. There are some thrusters, that'll help. So that's pretty much it on our built items that we can jam in there. All those steel plates from salvaging tons and tons of things. And we still need more iron, all sorts of stuff, so. Are there any more steel plates in here? There are. So hopefully that'll cover all our iron and sathium needs. I'm even pulling components like computers. I don't want to pull all these flux coils and stuff. But I know I'm going to need them for the thrusters, so they should help count. Downhill, man. Figuring this one out as I go. I was figuring with my stockpile of stuff. I guess we can save the stack of hardened plates there. Stockpile of stuff here that we would be able to reach or breach the required build list here. We have to build a lot of growing plots. That sucks. Alright. So that's pretty much it on our pre-built items. So what do we still need? Neo-Estrium. We need all the fun stuff. Neo-Estrium, Cobalt. Okay, that doesn't seem too bad. I mined quite a bit of that. Hopefully I mined enough of that. If not, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a trip in my small vehicle, the Flyer, and go find stuffs. So there's some Neo and Estrium. Bunch of Sathium that we mined off asteroid. May have to go back to Kree and figure out how to mine some more stuffs. There, oh, Cobalt, we need that. Do we need wood? I don't think we needed wood. So what do we still need? Cobalt. Not quite 1,000. That should... Oh, almost. That's enough. Neodymium. We need a lot more neodymium. I think we might be... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm going to be short, and I'm going to have to go mining. Boo. Okay. Well, there's some zirconium. Thankfully, I know where all this stuff is. We spent so much time on Kree. We basically spent about 5 hours looking and trying to do the quest and just basically gave up. And started advancing it and advancing it, trying to find a part that we could do. And there really wasn't anything left. So we're now on a go-to alien planet point of the quest. Hey, we got a bunch of neodymium. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in a future one. But I'm unsure. I really, really want an auto sort button so bad. Alright, so again here. I really wish you could just do it on the cargo container. So zirconium, looks like we're going to be short. And I don't want to burn it all because I might need to build a warp drive. But the neodymium, we should get there. Yep. That was a little too much, but whatever. And this one needs more than I have. But not by much. So the plan was to just pop this sucker out because I was going to lower the production time so much that it would just be ready. But it's not looking like that. So we're going to have to make some steel grow clots. I know I have enough cobalt. I just need to put a few more into there. Looks like 2 more. And then figure out how to get some more whatever we're missing, which is on Kree. Where's the cobalt? Let's use that one. So we may have to refit our flying ship with far more vertical thrust and some more cargo and go back and get some more estrium and zirconium to finish our capital ship here. And that sucks. I was really, really hoping... Oop, that's the wrong door. That we could just slap that sucker down by lowering the time because we had all those parts. But it is a much larger capital ship, so we'll leave it there. I will continue to... I'm going to sort through all these boxes, see if I have anything else. Well, here's Astrium. Here's a ton. See if I have anything else that I can plug in there to just get it done. I need like 100. A little bit more than that. Just a little bit more. 35 is good. So we're really close. We just need some zirconium. We only have 200 bars, and we have some scattered zirconium alloy. May be able to pick it up at the orbital station. I doubt it. So we're just going to have to go back and go mining. Possibly set up some auto miners and sit there and wait. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully capital vessel ready next time. So if you watch this and all of this and watch me ramble and shuffle stuff around in boxes, thanks for watching.